The air in the kitchen felt heavy, thick with the scent of burnt toast and unspoken accusations. I stood frozen, my fingers clutching the edge of the countertop, as Sarah's voice sliced through the silence. "I'm done with this marriage," she said, her words sharp, deliberate, like a blade slipping between ribs. Her eyes, usually warm like autumn leaves, were cold, unyielding, daring me to react. I didn't. Instead, a slow smile curled my lips, not because I was calm, but because the storm inside me was already brewing a plan. It wasn't the first crack in our marriage. Those had appeared months ago, subtle as hairline fractures in glass. Her late nights at the office, the way her phone buzzed at odd hours, the faint scent of cologne that wasn't mine lingering on her scarf. I'd dismissed them at first, chalking it up to stress, to her demanding job as a marketing exec. Love makes you blind, doesn't it? Or maybe it just makes you stupid. I'd lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling fan spinning lazily above our bed, convincing myself it was nothing. But doubt is a quiet poison. It seeps in, pools in your chest, and soon every touch, every smile, feels like a lie. That morning as she stood there, her arms crossed, her jaw set, I saw it all clearly. The truth wasn't in her words. It was in the way she avoided my gaze, the way her fingers twitched toward her phone, like it held secrets she was desperate to protect. "Why?" I asked, my voice low, steady, though my heart pounded like a war drum. She hesitated, her lips parting, then closing, as if the truth was too heavy to speak. I don't love you anymore," she said finally, but the words sounded rehearsed, hollow, like lines from a script she'd practiced in front of a mirror. I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I just nodded, my smile tightening, and said, "Okay." She blinked, clearly expecting a fight, a plea, something to justify her guilt. But I gave her nothing. Not because I didn't care, but because I cared too much. The pain was a living thing inside me, clawing at my ribs, but I wouldn't let her see it. Not yet. The days that followed were a study in restraint. I moved through our house like a ghost, noticing every detail I'd ignored before. The way her coffee mug sat unwashed in the sink, the faint smudge of lipstick on the rim that wasn't her usual shade. I started paying attention, really paying attention. Her phone, always locked now, would light up with messages she'd swipe away too quickly. At night, she'd slip out to the balcony, whispering into her phone, her voice too soft to catch but laced with a warmth she hadn't shown me in months. I wasn't proud of what I did next, but heartbreak makes you do ugly things. I waited until she was in the shower, the steam curling out from under the bathroom door, and I grabbed her phone. The passcode was still our anniversary. Ironic, I thought as my hands shook. Her messages opened like a wound. "Can't wait to see you," she'd written to someone named Jay. No last name, just a single letter, like a code for her betrayal. The texts were a map of stolen moments, late-night drinks, hotel bookings, promises of soon. My stomach churned while rising, but I kept reading, each word a fresh cut. "He doesn't suspect a thing," she'd written. That one hurt the most. I could have confronted her then, thrown the phone in her face, demanded answers. But rage is a clumsy weapon. I wanted something sharper, something that would make her feel the weight of what she'd done. So I bided my time, watching, planning. I started leaving my own clues, small, deliberate things. I'd leave the house at odd hours, claiming vague errands. I'd let my phone buzz with notifications from Emma, a coworker who didn't exist, and watch Sarah's eyes narrow, her lips tighten. Doubt is a two-way street, and I wanted her to walk it. One night, I pushed too far. We were at dinner, the clink of forks against plates the only sound breaking the tension. "Who's Emma?" she asked suddenly, her voice sharp, accusing. I raised an eyebrow, feigning confusion. "Just someone from work," I said, letting the lie hang between us. Her face flushed, and for a moment, I saw something flicker in her eyes, guilt, maybe, or fear. She didn't push further, but the seed was planted. I wanted her to wonder, to question, to feel the same gnawing uncertainty I'd lived with for months. The truth unraveled faster than I expected. A week later, I came home early, the house dark except for a sliver of light under the bedroom door. I moved quietly, my pulse thudding in my ears, and pushed the door open. There they were, Sarah and a man I didn't recognize, tangled in our sheets, the air thick with the scent of sweat and betrayal. she gasped, scrambling to cover herself, but it was too late. The man, Jay, I assumed, stared at me wide-eyed, like a deer caught in headlights. Get out, I said, my voice calm, deadly. He didn't argue, grabbing his clothes and stumbling out the door. Sarah was crying now, apologies spilling from her lips, but they felt like ash in my ears. I didn't mean for this to happen, she sobbed. It was a mistake. A mistake. The word burned. Months of lies, of stolen moments, of her choosing someone else over me, reduced to a single word. I didn't shout. I didn't break. I just looked at her, letting her see the emptiness in my eyes, the love I'd once had for her now a hollow shell. But the real twist came later. I didn't leave her, not right away. I stayed, not out of love, but out of something colder, more calculated. I wanted her to live with her guilt, to wake up every day knowing I could destroy her with a single word. I started leaving her notes, subtle, unsigned, tucked into her purse or slipped under her pillow. I know what you did, they read, or how does it feel to lie? Her face grew paler with each one, her hands trembling, her eyes darting to mine, searching for accusation. She stopped sleeping, stopped eating, her guilt eating her alive. And then one night, she broke. She came to me, tears streaming, and confessed everything, not just the affair but the reasons. The loneliness she felt in our marriage, the way I'd buried myself in work, the way we'd stopped talking, really talking. Her words cut deeper than the betrayal itself, because they were true. I wasn't innocent. I'd let us drift, let the cracks widen, and she'd filled them with someone else. For the first time, I saw her not as the villain, but as someone as broken as I was. I didn't forgive her. I couldn't. But I let her go. I packed my bags, left the house, and didn't look back. The revenge I'd planned, the notes, the mind games, felt hollow now. The real punishment was living with the truth, for both of us. As I drove away, the city lights blurring through my tears, I realized the betrayal wasn't just hers. It was ours. We'd both failed each other, and that was the hardest truth of all.